So the last thing that we're going to talk about today is called FOOPS, and that is fresh out of parties. I want you to raise your hand as I look across the screen and tell me if you've ever been fresh out of parties. Because I have. Fresh out of parties is a very scary and a very real thing. And the biggest thing that I can help you with is there's two really easy ways to get back into the party game. It's very easy to start, and all you have to do is do all of you have a piece of paper? I'm looking. Do you all have a piece of paper? Susan, do you got a piece of paper and a pencil? Go get one right now. I'm going to help you. This is going to help. Perfect. Sharon has pages of notebooks there. It looks like she's been taking lots of notes. So this is what I'm going to take you through what you can do with your unit when they have fresh out of parties, because this is something really real. And if you want to be a manager, or if you are a manager, this is something you can coach your people to. So we're going to pretend that I'm your director right now and we're having this conversation. All right, so I want you to write down the word friends on that piece of paper. And I want you to write down the first name and initial of the first 10 friends you can think of. Don't even think about if they've done Tupperware for you before or in the past. Write them down right now. Just write them down. First 10 friends that come to your mind. Okay? Next heading is family. That could be your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, the person that you actually think is more like your mother than your mother or your father. No judgment there, because I have a mother and I have a mother and I'm a mama. There's a difference between the two. Write down those family members right now. So for Susan, you would write down your sister, for example. Okay, so write those names down. If you work outside of the home, you're going to write down coworkers. If you're a domestic goddess and you hang out with your partner's coworkers, you can write down his coworkers or her coworkers. And just make a list of those people as well. Can be 2 or 3 people. Doesn't have to be 10. Your goal is to have 10. If you have children or kid connections of any kind, so for Susan, you worked in a daycare. You do have kid connections through the parents that are there that maybe you built relationships with. Anybody that is a kid connection, that is who you're going to write for the next list, kid connection. Again, your goal is always to have 10. If you don't make it, it's fine. You can always add to it later. Then you're going to do this next one. This next one's a favorite of mine. It is those that owe you a favor. We all have people that owe us a favor. Think of those people that you bought gift wrap for at that school fundraiser for their child. Think about the people that you watch their house or help them move. Somebody that owes you a favor. And then the last one is somebody that loves you. Now, it could be different than your friends and your family. These would be your BFFs or your family members that would do anything and move anything for you. Okay, so now you have a list. On this list, I want you to put check marks by anybody who you think would say yes to either joining your team or having a party. Check marks by whoever would join your team or have a party. I want you to put a little X by anybody who you think absolutely will tell you no. By the ones you have check marks, or just by names in general. If you think they could possibly need extra money or just want to hang out with you a little bit more, put a heart by them, because they're the people who you would want to have join your team. Okay, so now you have this list. Now what are you going to do with this list? So, a couple ideas. One, you pick the first 10 people out of your phone book or off that list, and you just call them up and you say, I need to do a practice party so I can try out a new recipe. Can you come to my house at 7 p.m. on Thursday? And can you bring a friend? That's this Thursday, the 11th. Can you do that for me? They're going to know if they're free or not. Right? Sharon, do you have a free night this week? Okay, unmute yourself and tell me what night.
Tuesday night.
Okay, so Tuesday night. So you would get on the phone today and say, okay, you're just going to pull up your phone book. And it can be the first 10 people in your phone book. Oh, it's nice and bright. Wherever the first 10 people are, or it could be the first 10 people on your list, okay? And without thinking and talking yourself out of it, because the more you think and you talk yourself out of it, the less you're going to do it. You just pick up the phone and say, okay, I need help with a recipe. Would you mind coming? Because I just need to make sure that the party flow works with this new recipe I want to try. Are you free Tuesday at 7? Oh, you are? Great. Can you bring a friend? Awesome. And now you have 2 guests to come on Tuesday. Does that sound like something you could do?
Yes.
Is it something you're going to do?
Yes.
Oh, yay, Lindsay, you got another party for your team. All right, so that's all it is. That's one thing you can do. One of the directors at Explosive Team Sales was fresh out of parties, and she wanted to try micro pro grill recipes. So if you have the micro pro grill, that would be a really nice thing to feature. If you earned the sorbet maker or the ice shaver last month, you could show that as well and do like a margarita thing that Lindsay showed off of it on Facebook yesterday. Just do your normal demo like you would normally do, but incorporate that new recipe. You could do this every time you fresh out of parties, because guess what? There are a bazillion recipes out there that you can try. You can always try something new. Say yes? So there's really no excuse to not just call up people other than fear. And if you need to decide, are you going to let the fear drive you, or do you want to make money? Which one is more appealing to you? If money is what it is, then you gotta put on your big girl panties and put on your high heels if you need to make you feel special, and just make the calls. You're going to hear some no's, and you know what? That's okay. But if you tell them you just need to practice a new recipe, people are more likely to come. And when this director did that, she had anywhere between a $500 and $800 party, because people did buy what they demonstrated. I didn't have an in-home party in my date book. If you looked at this calendar, mostly Facebook parties. My husband told me if I got him a chef coat, he would do a cooking class. I got him a chef coat. We're doing a cooking class on May 15th. And so I made phone calls and I said, okay, my husband is doing a 3-course tasting menu. You got to check this out. Are you free on the 15th? And now I have a host for that, so I can legitimately register this party for Party Patrol. And I have people coming that will likely buy because of what he's going to demonstrate that night. So now I have an in-home party that can lead somewhere. And this director did this, and she was having $500 to $800 parties, and people were dating as well because they didn't want to sit there and buy the micro pro grill. So that's one thing you can do when you're fresh out of parties. Second thing is you can take that list and just make phone calls. But you need to be strategic. The ones that you think we're going to date, call those first. Or do something different. Call the no's first, because how exciting would it be if you called one of your no's and all of a sudden they said, yeah, I'll do a party with you. You're like, huh? But then when you make those phone calls, what you need to do is smile. And you need to sound, hi, Sharon, this is Sarah. I'm calling you because I kind of need a favor. Would you mind doing a practice party with me? Because I really, 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 really need to practice something. And if you're smiling while you're talking, do you notice how my voice is just a little bit lighter because I'm smiling? And if I call up Sharon and I say, hi, Sharon, can you do a party for me? Well, that kind of sounds like I don't really want to do it in the first place. So why in the world would she ever want to book with me? Does that make sense to everybody? Another thing is you can go friend finding, going out into your neighborhood and just talking to the people that are working their yards, because this is the time of year we work in our yards. You can give them a citrus peeler for just being the Tupperware lady. You can use a scavenger hunt that we did for Tupperwareness Day. Hat and wearing a Tupperware shirt is helpful too. If you don't have this shirt, maybe you can talk to Lindsay about earning it. If you're on my team, you have the ability to earn this month. And then, like I said before, just calling the first 12 people in your phone and setting up a date and time. Now, Sharon, I would love for you to tag me on Lindsay's team page and let me know how that party goes on Tuesday. Okay, girlfriend?
Yep.
Okay.
Share it.